We'll sit cross-legged, back straight, both the hands and knees. Take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we'll let go our face muscles, neck, shoulder, hands and legs. Sitting comfortably, we'll bring our attention on just the natural breath. We'll begin. We'll come in front of the mat. Both the feet are together, both the palms together, thumb touching the chest and spine is straight. Take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we'll let go our whole body. Visualize the rising sun. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushan Apavranu Satyadharmaya Drishtai. Om Mitraya Namaha. And we'll bring both the hands up. Look up towards the ceiling and a little back bend. So we'll maintain the stretch in the upper body and back is relaxed. Feel the stretch in the throat. Hastuttanasana. So far we have gone through 4 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. We started with a very high level intro and then the dilemma which is posed by Arjun to Shri Krishna. Then in the second chapter, Shri Krishna talks about the summary of the Gita, talking very high level about how the soul is indestructible and there is an element in each which relates to the eternal divine and how that cannot be killed, destroyed, and it is ever present. And then part of the yoga where he talks about the action done without the intention or expectation of the fruitive results. Om Ravaye Namaha. Now keeping your arms beside your ears, will slowly bend forward. Upper body is relaxed, legs are stretched. So Arjun is still not convinced, and that's when Shri Krishna goes in more detail. The third chapter was about the Karma Yoga, and he goes in a very detailed
what exactly it means by the path of Karma Yoga. He even provides the details of the what activities are right to be chosen, what to be avoided, and what leads you to the ultimate goal of yoga. And he also talks about the relation between your duties, others' duties, and a lot of things around the karma part. Then in the fourth chapter, he talks about transcendental knowledge. Om Suryaya Namaha. And we'll bring both the hands beside our feet. Right leg goes back, right knees on the floor. Come upon your fingertips, look diagonally up. Maximum gap between thigh and chest. And we'll stay here. Gaze slightly up. Focus is in the center of the eyebrows. Ashwasanchalanasana. As the karma yoga is compared to the moon aspect, similarly, the transcendental knowledge is compared to the sun aspect, where the major element or means is the sacrifice. So there were a number of examples provided by Sri Krishna here, like how one can use their breathing, hearing, speech, austerities. There are a number of ways in which you can create a sacrifice, and through that sacrifice, you purify yourself and you're ready for the path of yoga. So that is the second. It is also termed as Sankhya in some references in this text. It is also termed as sannyas or renunciation because it relates to sacrifice. So the equivalent word for that is the renunciation or sannyas in Sanskrit. And now after this, in chapter 5, Arjun asks Shri Krishna that now you have told me about karma yoga and the transcendental knowledge, that is the sannyas and the karma, and you have told equally about them. You have spoken high of both in the same equal terms. Now you tell me certainly which path is better for me. Om Bhanave Namaha. And now we'll bring the other leg back. So our whole body is in one straight line, head, neck, back, legs all aligned. Focus is on the core. Let go face muscles. Dandasana. Then Shri Krishna mentions that both these paths, if one picks one and does it well, they lead you to the results of both. And he also mentions that it's only the ones who have less intelligence, they think that these two are separate paths. Indeed, the one who is following whether karma or the sannyas, in another way, they are following the other one too. And then he provides a little more reasoning behind it. Om Khagaya Namaha. Both the knees on the floor, chest and chin straight towards the ground. Ashtang namaskar. Chin, chest, both the palms, knees and toes. And then he says that, and before this verse, he also mentions to answer Arjun's question, that if you want to pick one to begin, then he mentions that the karma is better to pick compared to the sannyas. And then he mentions that even when you're doing the karma and you're not keeping the expectation on the results, you are ever renounced. It's like you are anyways practicing the part of sannyas in action, sacrifice, in all the activities that are being done as an offering to the divine. Om Pushane Namaha. Now we'll straighten our body. As we breathe in, head goes up. Look up towards the ceiling. Elbows are bent, supporting your back. Legs are relaxed. Bhujangasana. You feel the stretch in the upper body. Normal breathing here. Then Shri Krishna mentioned that, and also just by sacrifice or just by control of your senses or mind or the practice of restrictions, which are the very element of the path of sannyas, cannot lead to the ultimate goal of yoga. It needs an element of devotion or the element where you bring your focus on the Supreme. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. The middle body goes up. We'll go in mountain. Heels push towards the ground. Let go your head, neck. And then in next, some of the verses, Shri Krishna talks about the one who achieves the path of the yoga and is able to consistently keep the connection with the self. He mentions the few of the characteristics of such a person and mentions that they neither get involved into activities nor do they try to create something new. So whatever they do, they are doing either for the welfare of the everyone as a duty, and they are they see every being, whether it is human or animals, or all the beings are seen equally. And then he mentions they are beyond the dualities existing in the Prakriti, and they can have a good control of the senses. Om Mariche Namaha. Buddha knees on the floor, right leg in the front, come up on your fingertips, look diagonally up. And then in the second last verse of this chapter, Shri Krishna mentions about even in the path of the sacrifice or the Sankhya path or the sannyas path, in that as well, the whole process of the sacrifice is done to purify the being. And once a level of purification is reached, one can start doing the practice of some form of, you can consider this as a concentration meditation. In this one verse, Shri Krishna mentions how one can sit and bring their focus in the center of the eyebrows, and then suspend their breathe in, breathe out, and bring complete attention on the Supreme. And once one does that in the state of purified body, that person is there will be settlement of the peace within that person, and slowly he or she will experience that self or the divine aspect that we're talking about, and that is termed as the yoga, the state of yoga. So this completes the chapter 5. So here Shri Krishna answers Arjun that why the devotional service or the path of karma, if you have to choose one and you don't have a preference, then the karma, path of karma is better because it already has that devotional aspect. And it also has the renunciation aspect into it at each step from the beginning. Om Adityaya Namaha. And now we'll bring the other leg in the front. Both the feet are together. Straighten your legs. Take a deep breath in. As we breathe out, abdomen is pulled in. Grab hold of your toes, ankles, or calf muscles, whatever is available. We'll maintain a stretch. Let go our head, neck, face muscles. And that's what this chapter is termed as Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness by Srila Prabhupada. So you'll see that if you read different Bhagavad Gitas, the topic names picked by the author might be different. There is no specific Bhagavad Gita was like said as a song, and then later they're divided as some of the major topics being discussed. So each one has a little different way of looking at these verses or defining which one is important and which one is not. So there is slight variations in which how different people who give commentaries on this Bhagavad Gita and give different topic. Om Savitre Namaha. Now keeping your arms beside your ears, will slowly come up, very slowly with full awareness. And then the upper body is stretched and back is relaxed. Feel the stretch in the throat, Hastottanasana. Om Arikaya Namaha. And then spread your arms wide. Pranamas. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. That completes our right side. We'll do the left side with breathing. Breathe in, both the hands up. Breathe out, both the hands down. Breathe in, left leg back. Breathe out, right leg back. Hold your plank, hold your breath, go in Ashtanga. Breathe in, breathe out, mountain. Breathe in, both the knees on the floor, left leg in the front. Breathe out, right leg in the front. Breathe in, both the hands up. Breathe out, Pranamasa. That completes one full round. We'll do next 11 or roughly 11 rounds as fast as we can. After that, we'll be doing chakra based poses. They're not very intensive, so we can use this time to go as fast as we can. One thing we want to keep our focus is, or one thing we want to be aware of is that we want to keep our complete attention on the practice. The moment you feel that you're thinking something else, you're somewhere else, bring your attention back to the practice. That is also one of the elements of the practice that we do. And of course, it comes after you are used to the practice of surya namaskars. If you're in the beginner part, then maybe that might not be a big concern because you're still focusing on the body and the breathing to even do the poses. But once this goes into auto mode, we start to go more in our mind. And even though the body and the breathing is following the pattern, but your mind is somewhere else. So then it becomes a different practice. You want to now practice on the mind being getting deviated, bringing it back. And each day will be different. So just going by what is available for today. So we'll begin. Right side. Left side. Left side. Right side. Left side. Left side. Right 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 side.
Left side. Right side. Right side. Left side. Right side. Left side. I'm done with one set. I'm going to do 6 more rounds because the chakra based are we're going to do 7 poses for each chakra and they're not much intensive. So we'll do another half set right side. Left side. 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 Last one. Right side. Left side. Once done, stay still. So chakra based poses are more of the psychosomatic approach of practice in Hatha Yoga, where we work on or focus on particular part of the body and do the poses which impact that part. And such 7 key parts are identified. There are in some texts they also mention 8 instead of 7, where the bindu, that is behind this center of the eyebrows, 2 inches maybe around behind there, somewhere in the palate. That's another point which is mentioned. We'll work on the Sahasrara Chakra first. We'll sit in Vajrasana. So V shape, both the toes are crossed, knees are together, both the hands on knee. This is Vajrasana. Again, this is one of the poses which can be done any time of the day, even after the meals. We'll let our breathing come back to normal first. If you still feel restless, then or the breathing is not yet back to normal, the heart rate is not yet normal, then you can do the Shashankasana, where we bring both the hands up and then go all the way down and bend forward. That's another relaxing pose. And now we'll prepare for Ardha Kurmasana. So we are going to grab hold of our ankles here. So you can either grab hold of the ankles, or you can also grab hold of the heels from both the sides. Once you have a good grip, back is straight, spine is straight, breathe in here. Breathe out, abdomen is pulled in, chin to chest. And we are going to bend forward so that top of the head is on the ground, as close to the knees as possible. And then we are going to sit up so that our knees are still on the ground, but our thighs are perpendicular to the ground. Feel that squeezing in the throat, the pressure on the top of the head. Working on the Sahasrara Chakra, so complete focus on the top of the head. Stay here. In the final pose, you don't want to bring your shoulders up. So make sure that you create space by stretching your shoulders out. So the key part here is you must feel pressure in the top of the head. You must feel the pressure in the throat. If you are not feeling in these 2 places, then you are not doing this pose correctly. Very slowly, we'll release. We'll come back exactly the way we went. Chin is still touching the chest. Head all the way up, and then release. Chin to chest. Release your hands. The next one we are going to do is for the center of the eyebrows, that is Agya Chakra. Both the knees are spread out. Toes can still be crossed or touching each other, but both the knees, as comfortably you can bring them apart. We are going to bring both the palms on the ground so that fingers are pointing towards your body. Simhasana. So your spine is straight and we are going to look straight. Eyes can be closed. You can turn both your eyeballs as if you're trying to look towards the center of the eyebrows or your nostril, the tip of the nose. And then we can also breathe in here, and as we breathe out, we'll bring our tongue all the way out as possible. In this pose, you can also, if you're able to, make a sound of ah, and the sound has to be as loud as possible, and complete attention on your vibrations here in the throat. That is Siha Garjanasana. Release. Both the knees together. For the Agya Chakra, there is one more pose which can be done. Both the legs are straight, right over the left. We'll do Ardha Matsendrasana. You can either bend your left leg or you can keep it straight, but right has to be over your left leg so that your right foot is beside your left knee. Right hand goes up, elbow is pushing your right knee towards the left side. You can wrap around your hand if you need to, otherwise just keep it bent. What is important is you are able to push your knee with your elbow. Right hand goes back. You can either wrap around, and if you feel that you're bending forward, then palms can be kept exactly behind your back and look back, so that we are trying to keep our spine straight as much as possible and creating the twist in the middle body. Once you're in the final pose, focus is on the center of the eyebrows. So this pose can also be done as a part of Manipura chakra if you focus on the abdominal region, or it can also be done for Agya chakra if in the final pose you focus on the center of the eyebrows. 15 breathings roughly. And then release. Same thing the other side. We'll bring our left leg this time over the right. And then right leg is bent if you want to. And then right hand goes up. We will push our left knee towards the right side with our elbow. Left hand goes back. Palm can be just behind your back. Turn back. Feel the twist in the middle body. Once you're in the final pose, focus is on the center of the eyebrows.
roughly 15 breathings. And then slowly we'll release. Left hand is released, right hand, and then both the legs. That was for the Agya chakra. Now we'll move to the Vishuddhi chakra, that is your throat region. And the best pose we can do for Vishuddhi chakra is the leg raised one, that is Salambha Sarvangasana. If you can't do this pose, you can get the help of the wall and do it, but make sure that you don't do this in your periods. Both the legs go up. Then you grab hold of your waistline here and then slowly move towards your middle back, upper back as much as possible so that chin automatically touches the chest. Feel the pressure in the throat as much as possible, legs straight, relaxed. Even though we are trying to keep the legs straight, there is no intense stretch in the legs. We are in fact trying to relax the muscles so that there is maximum blood flow from the leg region to the chest region. We can stay here for up to 3 minutes. An excellent pose. If you find it difficult to stay here for long, you can either stay in Viparit Karani, that is your back is 45 degrees, but that might not help you with the throat region, or take the help of the wall. If you still want to work on the throat region and can't do this pose, then the Ujjayi pranayam is very beneficial, where we restrict our throat and then do breathe in, or you restrict your throat and do breathe out. You can do either one of them or both together. So we make some sound with our throat by restricting it while we breathe in and breathe out, creating vibrations in the throat region. Slowly, whoever feels they're ready, they can also do halasana so that the legs with full control go all the way back. Fingers can be interlaced in front, toes touching the ground if possible.
slowly, with full control, will come back. Make sure that when you're coming back, your neck, your head is as much as possible on the ground. And then one vertebrae at a time will bring our back all the way down, and we'll immediately go in Matsyasana so that both the legs are crossed. You can either do the simple Sukhasana, or you can do Ardha Padmasana, or you can do full Padmasana. Both the knees go all the way down, release, and then with the help of the elbows, bring top of the head on the ground so that the blood flow from the chest region now can be directed towards the top of the head. Relax your shoulders. 30 seconds here. Both the palms can be on the abdomen. Slowly release. And release your legs. We'll do, as we are here, we'll do Kandharasana. So both the legs are bent. We'll grab hold of our ankles here, and we'll bring our middle body up. So now we are working on both the throat as well as chest region, Anahat Chakra and Vishuddhi Chakra both. Slowly release. We'll do this one more time. Again, middle body goes up. And then slowly release. We'll do one more pose for Anahat Chakra. For that, we'll sit. We'll be doing the Gomukhasana. So for Gomukhasana, first sit comfortably, and we'll bend our left leg, and then we are going to bring our right leg over it. So as much as possible, we are trying to bring one knee over the other. Doesn't matter which side you do first, but whichever leg that is up, that hand goes up, bend it behind, left hand goes behind or the other hand goes behind, grab hold of your fingers from behind. Once you have a good grip, you can straighten your back, your head up, chin slightly up, Gomukhasana, stay here. So if you cannot grab hold of your fingers here from behind, just bring them as close as possible. In the final pose, we definitely want our chest expanded, our spine straight, and deep breathings as we stay here. Focus can be in the center of the chest region. An excellent pose, stretching the inner muscles of both legs as well as hands. So slowly release. We'll come release both the hands and then both the legs. We'll do the same thing the other side. So this time Right leg is bent, left over right. We'll try to bring the one knee over the other if possible, as much as possible. If the left leg is up, left hand goes up, bend it. Right hand goes behind, grab hold of your fingers here. One side might be different than the other. Just keep an observation. Spine is straight in the final pose, head is slightly up, focus is in the center of chest. Normal breathing or deep breathing. And then slowly release. Release both the hands and then release both the legs. So that was for Anahata Chakra. We'll move to Manipura Chakra. So for Manipura Chakra, we are going to spread both the legs. We will do Parivritti Janusharsasana. So one leg is bent all the way so that your heels touch your thigh, and then we turn. We are not turning to the right side. That will be the normal Janusharsasana. You can also do this pose by turning to the right side and then bending forward. But we are going to do Parivritti Janusharsasana. So we are going to stay centered. The upper body is still centered. We'll grab hold of our right toe here. If you need to bend your leg, right leg to grab hold of the toe, go for it. And in the final pose, we will try to straighten our knee. If it is not straight, that's absolutely fine. But make sure that you feel that stretch for trying to straighten it. Hold that grip. If it is possible for your right elbow to lock with your right knee, do that. Left hand goes up over your head, creating that stretch in the middle body, especially your left side, left waistline. Maintain that. We are using this stretching of the right side and the lock of your elbow to knee and that stretch in the leg to create the stretch in the left waistline. Feel that stretch, maintain that. Head is relaxed. Left hand, if it can't go all the way down and grab hold of the other hand, that's absolutely fine. Go as far as you can. More important is you must feel the stretch that we're talking about in the waistline. If you're not feeling that stretch, then probably you're not doing this pose intense enough and you want to engage those muscles. Slowly release. Come back the way we went. Release your left hand, right hand, left leg, and then same thing with the other side. So right leg is bent. We'll keep our body centered. Grab hold of your left toe. If you need to bend your knee, that's fine. Elbow is locked with the left knee. Right hand goes up over your head. Feel the stretch in the right waistline. Try to straighten the left knee. Release. Release this pose. Release our hand. And now we'll move to Swadhisthana Chakra, that is, we'll do Paschimottanasana. So this is one of the classical poses. Both the hands on the knee, and if you have back issues, then this pose should not be done. Both the hands go up. As you breathe in, breathe out, abdomen pulled in. You can bend forward. If you can grab hold of your toes, excellent. If not, grab hold of your ankles or even calf muscles, but do not bend your knee. If for grabbing hold of your toes or ankles, or you need to bend your knee, that's fine, but in the final pose you definitely do not want bent knees here. Once you have grabbed hold of any part of your leg, you can push your buttocks back so that you have more forward bend. Now we'll breathe in and we'll bring our head, shoulders in front. Breathe out, we'll let go, relax our head. Breathe in, stretch forward. Breathe out, let go. Do this 2 to 3 times, not more than that. And then once in the final pose, we'll release, relax. Focus is on the tailbone. Slowly release. You can stay here up to 2 minutes if you like, but you can build that strength gradually. Bring both the hands up and release. We'll do a quick counter pose, that is, both the legs are same position, both the hands go back, palms are on the ground, fingers pointing out, and we'll bring our foot, both the feet on the ground, and push our body, middle body up. Just a little counter stretch in the middle body. Setu Asana. And then release. Now we'll do the last pose for Muladhara Chakra. So you can, if you want to do a simple pose, then we can go for Bhadrasana, that is, both the knees are out. We are first starting with the Vajrasana, and then we spread our knees out. And the feet can also go apart. Toes doesn't need to be together, they can go apart. What we are trying to do is we are trying to sit on the ground. Now do it only if it is possible for you. Do not overstretch. Both the hands in the final pose is on the knee, both the knees. Spine is straight. Feel the touch of the body on the ground. Focus is there. Normal breathing. So you can either do this, or a simple pose would be, if you're not able to sit here and your body is not touching the ground, then you can also do the tree pose and focus on the Muladhara Chakra. Roughly a minute, and slowly release. We'll lie on our back, do Shavasana. Both the legs are apart. Both the hands beside the body, palms facing up. I'm going to name different parts of the body. Bring your awareness on that part. Clench those muscles. Move that part and then let go. We'll start with both the toes together, both the feet. Toes, both the feet together. Ankles, calf muscles, knee joint, thigh muscles. You can move your legs, bend them, cross them, any movement, and then let go. Both the legs are on the ground, completely relaxed. Bring your attention on lower back, middle back, upper back, your whole spine. Completely let go your whole back. Bring your attention on both shoulders, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palms, and fingers. You can bend your hands, cross them in the front, stretch above your head or sideways. Any movement, and then let go. Bring your attention on neck, chest, stomach, abdomen, upper body, back of your neck, back of your head, top of your head, forehead, eyebrows, eyeballs, nose, cheeks, upper lip, chin, jaw, tongue and teeth, both the ears together, back of your ears, your throat, your whole face. Take a couple of deep breaths. With each breathe in and out, you can also rotate your awareness from the top of the head, center of the eyebrows, throat region, center of chest, belly button to Muladhara Chakra. And then back from the Muladhara Chakra to tailbone, to the belly button, center of chest, throat, center of eyebrows to the top of the head. So we simply bring our awareness on these 7 points as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Slowly move your feet, move your hands, turn to one side and sit. for joining.
Thank you, Rajeshri.